Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. Today, we're going to talk about adding fractions. Your objective for the day is, as a student, you should be able to accurately add fractions with unlike denominators. These are basic. They do not include mixed numbers. Pretty simple. We're going to go, but I'm going to take my time on this video because you got to make sure you know how to do this. And there's a lot of steps when we talk about adding and subtracting fractions and mixed numbers, and I lose a lot of kids right here. So, I'm going to try to go at a good pace. If you need me to slow down, like you said, just pause the video, pay attention to it, rewind, see what you can see. Alright, you will need graphic organizer number 4. That is new to the box. I have just added the label graphic organizer number 4, and this is side 1. Okay, and this one will just be adding fractions with unlike denominators. Once again, that's our objective. Here are your 4 steps. I did not write these down, so you want to pause the video and write them down. First step, find the least common denominator of the fractions. Then rename the fractions using the least common denominator. Then you will add the numerators. The denominator will stay the same because you did all the work to get to it. And then you will need to simplify or convert to mixed numbers. There is no easy trick. There is no pre-simplifying. So you will need to simplify or convert. And you're going to have to remember to try both of those every single time. Here we go. I'm going to give you the first example. This is example number 1. You need to write this down in your graphic organizer. Alright. 3/9 plus 7/15. The first step was you need to find a common denominator. Okay, we can say that we use the listing method if we can't remember or we can't see one. So we're going to use 9 and 15. I got that down here at the bottom. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. I'm going to stop there because 15 has a 5 and that 45 has a 5, so I might be done. 15, 30, 45, and look at that, it was correct. 45 is our common denominator. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change these to both have the common denominator of 45, just like we did when we compared and ordered fractions. So 45 and 45, okay? And actually, I'm going to show you how I like to write these. So the first thing I do is I actually write these up straight up and down. So 3/9 plus 7 over 15, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and convert these to, alright, so I'm going to change them. We said our common denominator was 15, so we're going to go ahead and do that. It's 15. Or sorry, not 15. Man, made a mistake already. 45. Okay, so make sure that our common denominator was 45. Now, question is, how does 9 become 45? Well, for that one, what I did, okay, is I multiplied both of those by 5. So multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 5. 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, and down at the bottom, how does 15 become 45? Well, we multiply both of them by 3. 7 times 3 is 21. Remember, we're adding those. So 15 plus 21. 15 plus 21. I go ahead and add 15 plus 21. That's the next step. 15 plus 21 gives me 36. The denominator stays the same because we got a common one, which would be 36 45ths. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I have to do the final step, which is simplify or convert. I do not need to convert because this is a regular fraction. It's not improper. But I do need to simplify. I'm going to go ahead and use the cake method because that's what we talked about in class. And 36 and 45, what goes into both of those? Well, I could use 3. I know 3 goes into them, but I'm going to go with 9 actually because 9 seems to work the best. 9 times 4 and 9 times 5. Can anything go into 4 and 5? No, those are consecutive numbers, so I know they're simplified all the way. So, now that I have that done, I know that 4/5 is my answer, so I'm going to go ahead and erase everything else. Make it nice and neat here. Alright, which equals 4 over 5. I'll put a box around it. That is my answer, 4/5. Ladies and gentlemen, that's example number 1. We're going to go ahead and move on to example number 2. We have 4/6 and we have 2/8. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite them. 4 over 6 plus 2 over 8. I'm going to use these, okay? Now, it's going to become something. So go ahead and find a common denominator, 6 and 8. If you list these out, you'll actually get 24 as your common denominator, so we're going to use that, 24. Alright, so 6 and 8 would be 24. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do is change these to both have a denominator of 24. How does 6 become 24? Well, we multiply by 4, so times 4 for both of those. Both of them are going to have to be multiplied by 4. 4 times 4 is 16. How does 8 become 24? Well, you go ahead and multiply by 3. So we're going to multiply both those by 3, and 2 times 3 would gives us 6. Okay, we have 16 24ths and 6 24ths. Remember, we're adding them together. 16 plus 6 gives us 22 over 24. 22 over 24, not an improper fraction, but does need to be simplified. Go ahead and put it in the cake. And I'm sorry, 22 over 24. Go ahead in the cake. What goes into both of them? Well, they're both even numbers, so I'm going to use 2. 2 goes into 11, or 22 11 times, and it goes into 24 12 times. 11 twelfths. Those are consecutive counting order numbers. So I'm done. I'm simplified. 11's prime too, and doesn't go into 12. So my answer is 11 twelfths. And ladies and gentlemen, put a box around it. Make sure people can see it. 11 twelfths is your answer for this one. All right, moving on. Number 3. Example number 3. Remember, we want to be able to add fractions with unlike denominators by the end of this video. This is your last example. Okay, this one we have 5/8. And we're going to go ahead and write it straight up and down, plus 3/4. We need to come up with a common denominator, and actually, this one's really easy. It's 8. So this one's already 8, so 5/8 equals 5/8. We don't have to multiply anything. But 3/4 needs to become something over 8. How does 4 become 8? Well, we multiply by 2. If we do it to the bottom, golden rule says we must also do it to the top. 3 times 2 is 6. So right now we have 5/8 plus 6/8, and 5 plus 6, well, that gives me 11 over 8. And if you look at this one in particular, is an improper fraction. So how do we get rid of improper fractions? Well, we actually divide. 11 goes inside the box, and we divide it by 8. 8 goes into 11 one time. We subtract, we get 3 left over, nothing to bring down, so that 3 becomes my numerator, which is going to equal 1 and 3 over 8, and that is your final answer. So 1 and 3/8. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have the, oh, I do have a 4th example. Man, I thought I only had 3. Guess I forgot. Sorry, guys. 3/8 plus 3/16. What's our common denominator going to be? Actually, this one's really easy too. It's going to be 16. If you list them out, you'll figure that out. Okay, so 3/8 is going to become something over 16. How does 8 become 16? Well, multiply them both by 2. So, do the same thing to the top. 3 times 2 is 6. Down here, it's already 3 over 16. Those are just equal. We don't have to multiply anything. 16 times 1, which means nothing. Okay, so 6 plus 3, that actually gives us 9 over 16. I need to check and see if I can simplify it. So I'm going to go over here to the cake, and I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to double check. Okay, what are the factors for 9? Well, 1 and 9. 9 does not go into 16, and I can't use 1 because that's the rule on this deal. What about the other thing that for 9 is 3? Does 3 go into 16? Nope. I guess I don't need to do this. It's already simplified. 9/16 is done. Ladies and gentlemen, that's example number 4. Now, I thought you were ready earlier. Now is the time for you to do some independent practice. You can pause the video, do these 3 on your own, write them on your graphic organizer, and then you're going to check them. So make sure you pause the video right now because we are going to check these. Pause it now. Alright guys, I'm back. I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer really quickly. We've got 7/8 plus 2/4. If you did this correctly, you would have lined them up. Our common denominator was 8, so it should have been 7/8. And 4/8, because you would have multiplied by 2. Alright, 7/8 plus 4/8 would give you 11/8, which we had this problem earlier. 11/8, what's the issue with it? Needs to be divided, and that would have given you, I'm going to go ahead and put it up here, 1 and 3. Sorry, that looks bad. 1 and 3/8. That's your answer. Moving on to the next one. This one, we have 7 over 11 plus 15 over 55. Our common denominator actually is 55. So that's going to stay the same. And the top one is going to be something over 55. How does 11 become 55? You should have multiplied by 5 and gotten 35. 35 plus 15, that's actually 50. So you would have gotten 50 over 55, which that just looks like it needs to be simplified. If you would have put it in your cake, you would have gotten actually 10/11ths. So your answer should have been, oops, not 16, should have been 10 over 11. That was your answer for that one. All right, last one. I'm going to go ahead and do that one. 11/20ths plus 15/40ths. Your common denominator was 40. Okay, so that makes that one a little bit easier. Go ahead and multiply across. It would have been 22/40ths. and 15/40ths. You would have added those together. You would have gotten 37 over 40. And ladies and gentlemen, 37 over 40, you might have tried. It does not simplify. So, on that note, that's your answer, 37/40ths. Okay, those are your three. Hopefully you got all three of them correct. If you need some help before you do your exit ticket, come see Mr. Williams right now. He's always available, ready for you. All right. Now, on that note, you have an exit ticket. Remember, you're going to turn in this graphic organizer. This is where you're getting your points. Here is your exit ticket. We have three problems. 12 over 30 is number one. Oops, sorry. Number one. This one is number two. And this one is number three. Please pause the video, finish these three, then you're going to get working on your next worksheet. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck. Have a great day. I'm out. Sorry for all the mistakes. See ya.